And this can feel like, oh, isn't this a bit like manipulative? No, it's not. I don't know if you've ever heard of the book, The 5 Love Languages. I don't know what it's called. Something like The 5 Love Languages. Super, super popular book, especially if you're doing marriage prep. But also if you're in a tough old spot with your marriage or your relationships or with people in general. Is there any people in your life? Do you struggle with them? Great. You could do with this wee book, or at least the ideas in it. Everybody has one or a couple of these love languages, meaning ways that I feel loved. So, for example, my languages, I mostly just speak English, but I have a little bit of Irish, a little bit of Spanish, a little bit of German, a little bit of Latin. If you want to really communicate with me, I'm gonna need English. So if someone is talking to me in French, I'll know like 1 or 2 words, but for the most part, you could be saying the most beautiful things to me and I won't have a clue because it's not my language. Just as with the connections of the mind and, just that basic communication, if we don't speak the same language, then it's just, if you're moving your mouth, you're making noises, but it doesn't connect with me at all. It's the same in the realm of love. You might be speaking your language of love, like this is the way I feel loved. And I might be speaking my language of love, but because you're not speaking the way that I feel loved, I don't feel loved. Whereas when we actually start to understand this stuff and realize, oh, wow, yeah, I feel loved in a particular way, I can start communicating that to people. And I also have this job to find out how you feel loved. If I discover, oh, wow, this is, this one and this one are my love languages, this is how I feel loved. So I might say to someone who loves me, hey, I know you keep doing this and this, but the way I really feel loved is this way. I can't control how you do this, but pro tip, if you want me to actually feel loved, do this kind of stuff. And also then I could learn, if I learn this person who I'm really trying to love and I realize, oh my gosh, I've been doing it totally wrong. They don't feel loved that way. They feel loved this way. Then I'm going to shift it up and then they will actually feel loved. Oh my God. And when we feel loved, everything changes. Everything becomes easy. We heal. Love is the thing that heals us. And it is the primary thing that we're built for. And so many of us are going around in objectively loving relationships that subjectively are not loving. I don't actually receive any love. So what are these? There's only 5 of them, right? You could find something online, little tests, and they will tell you what your primary, and usually there's like 2 main ones that you have, primary, secondary. But we can be loved in any of these ways, and some of it will get in. The question is, which are our primary ones? Okay, so they are touch, words of affirmation, quality time, gift giving, and acts of service. So touch, someone feels loved when you don't just say nice words at them, you don't give them gifts, but they feel loved by your physical nearness and your physical touch. So for example, handshakes for some people can be really big. Giving someone a hug, if they're a huggy type person, to know that, even if you're not a hugger, it's like, but this is how they feel loved. So hugging might be the thing. Words of affirmation. So what does this look like? Well, just telling the truth. You don't have to make stuff up. Okay. But for some people, when you encourage them, when they do something for you, or they've, whatever, they're just doing their work, they're doing their job, and just saying, wow, I see that was, you put a lot of work into that. And that's really impressive. If appropriate, I'm actually really proud of you. Verbal communication about their goodness, that they receive love through the ears. Again, this may not be your cup of tea. This may not be your language. You may be like, oh, this is like talking a language I don't know. Exactly. But are you willing to learn the language of the person you love so that they could feel loved? That's touch, words of affirmation, quality time. Some people, it's not about what you do for them. It's not about what you say. It's not about touch, anything like that. It's just being with them. You don't have to do big adventures, just being with them. Or if they are doing something, just to go with them. Or, you could even express that you would like to do that. That's like the second best option. Okay, so that's the basic thing. Just being with some people, just feel loved by people's presence. Gift giving, pretty obvious. Buying gifts for people or making gifts for people. Making cards for them, that sort of thing. You probably know people who this is this is the way they feel loved, so this is the way they love. So they're like buying you gifts and stuff. And if that's not you, you're like, oh, thanks so much. Now, apparently the key concept for gift giving is not so much the thing in itself, but rather that this thing almost is like a sacrament. It's like, this expresses the fact that you were thinking about me. It's like, I was off on my holidays and I thought of you. When I saw this thing, I thought of you. So I said, you know what? I'm going to get that for my friend. So often that's it. It's that you were thinking of the person and they feel loved this way, or you take the time to write a card or whatever it is. Anyway, so that's some people. And then lastly is acts of service. So doing things often around the house or whatever it is, unprompted, unasked for, or just doing the things you've said you would do. Lots of people will feel when that's done, not just like, wow, thank you, that kind of ticks a couple of things, that's a burden off me, but they actually feel loved. They feel appreciated, they feel known. It's like, wow. Okay, so practically speaking, if you are married, if you are in a relationship, or you just are curious about this and with a group of friends you want to find out more, this can be a really great evening activity. You do the questionnaire together, find it online, and then go around and share. And it can be really helpful in the midst of either one-on-one or in a group. You know, one person says, okay, so my top ones were acts of service and quality time. And then you kind of open it up to the group. So what do you think? And some people go like, no, I really thought you would be more like touch. You always seem to be, you're always hugging and, so you can start sharing stories and you can start to really learn. And I'd encourage you, if you do this, take notes. Okay, my friend, Susan, how does Susan feel loved? What did she say? Ooh. And I'm going to actually take note on that and then get intentional about, okay, the next time, let's say it's Susan's birthday. Oh yeah, quality time. I'm going to say, hey, I know it's your birthday coming up. You want to hang out? She could always say no, but just you saying that you want to hang out, as opposed to, I got you this gift, or as opposed to, big hug, or as opposed to, whatever, beautiful words. When you say to them, do you want to hang out? I'd love to hang out with you if that's a thing for you. That will make Susan feel super loved. Okay, so take notes. And this can feel like, oh, isn't this a bit manipulative? No, it's not. Unless I'm trying to get something out of you. I'm going to, I figured out Susan feels loved when I spell quality time. I'm going to spell quality time with her because I want her to give me money or something. Then I'm using her. That would be manipulation. But if my intention is, I want to get really good at communicating love to my friend. Why? So that she feels loved. Then that's a good thing. The chief commandment, love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your mind, and with all your strength, and your neighbor as yourself. And then Jesus upped it and said, love your neighbor, love one another, even as I have loved you. So imagine Jesus' care, his knowledge of your heart, and he loves us just the way we need to be loved. In the Gospel of St. John, it says of Jesus, he translated himself, that he is the exegete, the translator of God, which is kind of amazing. But this is this beautiful thing that he doesn't just say, no, this is the way I love and I'm not, well, too bad for you. He's like, no. I'm going to adapt myself to you. So whatever I need to do to work to learn so that you know that you're loved. So that'll be one thing. Start to discover it yourself, start to share. Start to ask the other person, do training. So you feel loved when you say words. Give me some examples. Give me some words. Write them down. Why? Because if this isn't my native language, if I've never done this, it's going to be really hard for me. It's going to feel awkward and clunky. So I need to talk to a person who they speak this language. So talk to them and say, okay. And then, yesterday I was trying to encourage you. How did that feel? Because I really want to get good at this. I really want to encourage you in ways that you feel loved. What was that like for you? Now, I realize that might be very, very uncomfortable for you, especially if you're Irish. So you don't have to do any of this. But if you want the people you love to feel loved by you, I highly recommend it. The other thing is to communicate to people in your life how you feel loved. Also, that might be a bit awkward. It's helpful when everyone is in on the story. But especially with your spouse, if you're married, if you're engaged, if you're dating, to be able to say that to people. Bring up a conversation. Hey, have you ever heard of the 5 love languages? You want to do it? That can be a great way to introduce the conversation, because if they're loving you one way and you like ships passing in the night, you're totally missing each other, then this is something, it's actually a skill, guys. It's a skill. It's something you can work at. And then if you invite the Lord into it, oh yeah, if you ask him, Lord, how do you see them? How do you love them? Help me to love them the way you love them. Inspire me. Give me creativity around this. Give me inspiration so I can really know their heart and then communicate my love and my heart to them better. There you go, lads. I hope that's helpful. God bless you.